Stephen Jones.
Well, starting off with our time lapse, you can see some of those high-level cirrus clouds moving through that were coming off from the northwest last night, still moving through today, but of course our temperatures weren't too bad. Of course, we got up into those lower 70s and starting to get that sunset, only about 30 minutes out from sunset now. This morning we got pretty chilly out there here in San Angelo, down to 35 degrees. There was a light freeze over there in Eden as well as down towards Junction, like we were talking about some of those low-lying spots. Luckily, going into the overnight hours, I'm not expecting us to see anybody really going into a freeze tonight, even those low-lying spots. Of course, going to the 5 p.m. hour, we got that daytime heating going and got up to 72 degrees so far here in San Angelo, the same there in Eden. 74 looks like the warm spot over in Menard right now. Sterling City coming in at 71. Robert Lee at that 70 degrees, so only about 4 degrees, pretty similar to what we were seeing yesterday across the Concho Valley. And as we look at the upper level pattern, we're seeing this ridge. That's what we've been watching this week. Going into this weekend, it's really shaping up to be a beautiful weekend, warming up a little bit, coming close to that 80-degree mark by Sunday, but then Monday we get a nice cold front that works through, dropping us back to the 70s, and then look at this by Tuesday into Wednesday. This upper level energy drops far enough south right overhead for the Concho Valley, getting us a nice Thanksgiving Day cold front right in time, and it looks like our temperatures are going to be pretty chilly going into that Thanksgiving time frame, more from the 70s down to those 50s. As far as the national satellite right now, most of the central United States with that tornado alley sitting pretty clear right now, but of course the whole week we've been watching that atmospheric river working into the west coast, just bringing all that rain and snow all the way up into Montana. Of course, still going to be watching that system going into next week to work into our area. Right now across Texas, just dealing with a little bit of that light cloud cover overhead from the Concho Valley and north, but most of the state not seeing any rain for sure, and most of us sitting pretty with wall-to-wall sunshine. And going into the futurecast, that's what we're going to hold on to going into the overnight hours. I expect the overnight lows only getting down to those mid-40s or so. Going through your day tomorrow, Saturday's looking pretty great. Look at these daytime highs only into the mid-70s and lower 70s as you go to the southwest a little bit for most of us. It's looking like a beautiful day. And then Sunday morning, we see the sustained southerly flow. That's where Sunday morning we could see a little bit of cloud cover work in, but then look at how it just dissipates immediately as we get to that noon hour past lunch, and then going into Sunday, more of the same with some of those 80s making it up on the board. I think here in San Angelo, I'm holding out hope that we're going to be just shy of that 80-degree mark. So of course tonight, I told you we're probably not going to be looking at any freezing conditions. I'm thinking here in town only down to about that 44-degree mark, in those mid-40s for most of us, if not lower 40s. Winds out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and those pick up just a little bit tomorrow. It's going to be pretty sunny skies, but look at that south-southwest winds add 10 to 20 miles an hour and could be gusting a little bit higher to 25 miles an hour. So wouldn't be a bad idea to tie down any loose decorations outside. So make sure also to take advantage of just this beautiful weekend that we're going to be seeing before we get to some of these colder temperatures next week. Because look at this, by Monday we're back down into those lower 70s, overnight lows back to the 40s, and then there's that stronger cold front going into Thanksgiving Day, drops us into the 50s for the end of the week, and then overnight lows back down into those 30s.